We have a new report out right now that is saying that Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's lover and someone who helped him traffic children, is ready to share the truth about what really happened. And we also are learning that Donald Trump wanted to potentially pardon Ghislaine, according to a biographer who knows Trump very well. And we're also learning, too, that a pardon might not be off the table. First, here is that story from the biographer Michael Wolff saying that Donald Trump is seriously or has seriously considered pardoning Ghislaine.
So is the assumption that the reason the DOJ is not releasing any more information on Jeffrey Epstein is because it's somehow trying to protect Donald Trump?
Well, I think throughout the Trump years, both the first administration and now this second administration, and in between, it has always been an incredibly sensitive topic. So again, that weird juxtaposition of the MAGA guys going Jeffrey Epstein, and Trump, basically kind of cowering, and there was a moment which I reported on at the end of the last administration when he became very wary about the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell and asked whether or not, what could she say, what would she say, and should he pardon her?
Well, he certainly said, "Oh, she's a very nice woman. I wish her well," as she was, shortly after she was arrested for, and accused of grooming young women.
Yes, but behind the scenes, and this is, as I say, I reported this was a discussion. Everybody around him was kind of like, "Oh God, do we want to, we hope she won't say anything, but we really hope he doesn't pardon her."
Well, he ended up not pardoning her so far, but we're learning now that might not be off the table. In response to this, though, the White House said this is crazy. Michael Wolff is a lying sack of shit and has proven to be a fraud. He routinely fabricates stories originating from his sick and warped imagination, only possible because he has a severe and debilitating case of Trump derangement syndrome that has rotted his peanut-sized brain. I'm going to have the editor throw up an image of what Stephen Chung looks like. We'll just leave it at that. And Stephen Chung could also be talking about Donald Trump. Lying sack of shit, proven to be a fraud, routinely fabricated stories originating from a sick and warped imagination. Sounds like someone I know. Sounds like someone I know with the last name rhyming and with rump. Now, Donald Trump has said that Epstein is a terrific guy. He's also said he's a lot of fun to be with. He's also said, it is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Now, we all have seen the images of Donald Trump with Jeffrey, the pictures, the videos, and we don't know the full extent to which Donald Trump and Jeffrey were working together, so to speak. But someone who does is Ghislaine Maxwell, and that is Jeffrey Epstein's former lover. And here she is now behind bars. Here's what she used to look like before everything caught up to her. But here's what we're learning is that she is ready to talk to Congress and reveal what she's calling the truth. Ghislaine Maxwell is willing to speak in front of Congress about the Epstein files, sources tell the Daily Mail. Maxwell, 63, is the only person behind bars, serving 20 years on child sex trafficking charges, despite the fact that pedophile Jeffrey Epstein allegedly controlled a web of underage girls. She's the only one who has faced any consequences for this, aside from Jeffrey. Additionally, Epstein's victims allege they were passed around as sex toys to his wealthy friends and billionaire business associates who regularly visited his homes, including his private island, Little St. James. Now, a source says, despite the rumors, Ghislaine was never offered any kind of plea deal. She would be more than happy to sit before Congress and tell her story. Quote, no one from the government has ever asked her to share what she knows. She remains the only person to be jailed in connection to Epstein, and she would welcome the chance to tell the American public the truth. And what that truth is, we're not sure yet, But going on here, Sharon Anlin, who attended a far-right conference, is quoted in the story saying, "It's not even about pan bonding to me. It's like, look, Trump, we elected you because you were supposed to be different, so you have to prove to us you're different." So this is a thing that is really causing a rift between MAGA, the base, and Trump, which I love and we've been talking a lot about. A source close to Maxwell told the Daily Mail that the former girlfriend of Epstein, who continues to protest her innocence, would, quote, welcome the chance to sit in front of Congress and tell her story. And it goes on here to say, the source said, congressional hearings have been held into everything from JFK's assassination to 9/11. The Epstein files rank up there with those cases. Ghislaine would be willing to speak before Congress and tell her story. Maxwell is also fighting to have her appeal heard by the Supreme Court on July 14th. Lawyers for the U.S. government will submit their response to her plea for the Supreme Court to take up her case. I'm not going to hold my breath in the Supreme Court helping with that. But before we get to Ghislaine and this potential pardon, I just want to also point out here, Elon Musk has broken his silence in all of this, and he has said now that when Donald Trump released this wordy ass, look at this goddamn statement. Who's reading all that? It's, first off, paragraphs, indenting. Can we just make this more legible? And it really did send a shockwave in MAGA when he wrote this, and Elon Musk responded to it saying, seriously, he said, Epstein half a dozen times while telling everyone to stop talking about Epstein. Funny. Just released the files as promised. I'm not gonna hold my breath on that either, because I don't think we're ever gonna see those files. But what we might see is a Ghislaine Maxwell pardon by Trump, because according to this source, quote, those close to Ghislaine Maxwell believe it's unfair that she alone is paying for Epstein's crimes and call into question much of the evidence against her. Quote, now her legal team feel as if they have a rare window of momentum, so they are set to take up her case with the president. I mean, I would not be shocked to see that. Donald Trump has pardoned January 6th insurrectionists. He's pardoned people who were associated with a drug dealing website. He's pardoned the Chrisleys, who defrauded banks for more than $36 million. So would Donald Trump potentially pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, who could be willing and ready to implicate Donald Trump and his billionaire buddies with all the crimes they've committed and victims they hurt? I wouldn't put it past him. Truly, if he could pardon every single January 6th insurrectionist, he could do anything. And I wouldn't put this past him. We will see. I'm sure Donald Trump is considering it, and I would not be shocked to hear a report that says it is indeed happening. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like on the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.